15 minutes, that's all it took me to create this entire floor plan. No AutoCAD, no jumping between multiple tools. One tool, Synaps. If you're an architect or interior designer, you know the actual process can be time consuming. So today I'm starting with a blank canvas and creating a floor plan from scratch using Synaps. Okay, this is the main interface of Synaps. To create a new project, you have three options: to start from scratch, upload an existing floor plan, or generate one using AI. If you already have a floor plan, you can upload it and Synaps will automatically trace it for you. And if you want to create something completely new, you can simply give AI prompt and generate a floor plan. For this tutorial, I'm going to start completely from scratch, so I will select the first option. First, from the left-hand side, I'm going to rename the project. Since I'm designing an office space, I will simply name it Office Floor Plan. At the bottom, you will find all drawing tools. Let's start with the paper tool. I will select it and click anywhere on the canvas. Here, you can choose different paper sizes and orientation. For example, if I select Portrait, Synaps automatically shows me the available sizes like A6, A5, A4, and more. And same applies when I switch to landscape. For this project, I'm going with an A4 sheet size landscape, and I can also rename the sheet as floor plan. This is really useful because you can create different drawings on separate sheets and then export them together as a PDF or individually as JPEG. And from the Properties panel on the right, I can also customize the scale of the drawing. Now, let's start creating our floor plan. From the bottom toolbar, I will select the Wall tool. One thing I really like about Synaps is that wall is not just a simple line. It actually has different construction layers, and here we have the plaster layer, brick layer, and the wall cladding. Let me draw one quickly so you can see how it works. Now, here you can see the different layers, but for this particular project, I'm creating a presentation floor plan rather than a detailed construction drawing. So I don't need all of these layers, so I'll simply remove the ones I don't need by selecting them and clicking on the minus icon. Now, I'm left with just a brick wall. I can also customize the appearance of the wall by changing the fill, stroke color, stroke thickness. The default stroke thickness is 15, but for my presentation, I'm going to use 6. And I can also change the wall width from here. Now let's create the wall. One click, second click, enter the dimension, and there we have it. You can enter exact dimension angles while drawing, which makes creating accurate floor plans really easy. You don't have to manually trim lines, extend them, or add hatches afterwards. The wall is created with all of the information built in. And at the bottom right, you will also find the ortho and snapping tools, which makes drawings even faster and more precise. I'm going to quickly create the rest of my external walls, and then we will move to the internal walls. Now, I want to create some internal partition. I will select the wall tool again, but this time I want the internal wall to be thinner than the external wall. So from the Properties panel, I will change the wall thickness to 0.5. Then I simply click enter the dimension and internal wall is created. And if I want to reposition this wall later, I can simply select it and move it. Here's another little tip that can save a lot of time. Let's say I have another wall with the exact properties I want. Instead of manually changing all the settings, I can select the picker tool, pick the properties from another wall, and apply them to my selected wall. And just like that, the thickness has been changed. This is especially useful when you are creating larger floor plans and want to maintain the consistent properties throughout the drawing. Now, let's add doors and windows. From the bottom toolbar, I will select the door tool. I will click on the wall where I want to place the door, and Synaps will automatically create the opening. It will also ask me to select the opening direction. Once that's done, I can go to the configuration settings on the right. Here I can change the door type. For example, I can turn this into a double door. I can also change the shutter direction and adjust the width of the door. Once I'm happy with the settings, I simply click apply. And there we have our door. The best part is that if I want to reposition it, I can simply select it and move it along the wall. There's no need to manually trim or erase anything. The workflow applies to windows. I will select the window tool, place a window on the wall, and then go to the configuration settings. From here, I can add additional windows, change the width, customize the window according to my design. For example, I can create a 3-shutter window. And just like the doors, I can simply move or customize it wherever I want. I will quickly add all the doors and windows, and then we will move on to the floor finishes. That the doors and windows are in place, it's time to add flooring. From the bottom toolbar, I will select the room tool. One thing that's really convenient here is that Synaps automatically detects the enclosed space. It also gives us a room label and calculate the area, so immediately get something like room 01 along with the area of the space. If I don't want the default room label, I can turn it off from the properties panel and add my own custom label later. Now, let's look at the appearance setting. Under fill, I can choose a solid color, a material, or even a hatch pattern. If I select hatch, I can get huge range of options, including different architectural patterns and material presentations. I can also control the opacity, line weight, scale, and the stroke color. There's a lot of flexibility here. For this floor plan, I already have a specific visual style in mind, so I'm going to keep things simple and use a solid gray color. Apply the same gray to the rest of the rooms, and now you can see that the entire floor plan has a consistent visual language. There's a small issue though, because the room fills are sitting above of some other elements, they are hiding the door swings. This is where layer management becomes really important. I will select the rooms from the layer panel, right click and choose send back. Now you can see the doors clearly again. So if you're creating presentation drawings, always keep an eye on layers order. It can completely change how your final drawings look. So I want to keep my line weight consistent. My walls are using the stroke thickness 6, and I'm going to keep my doors and windows slightly lighter at around 4. Line weight is one of those small details that can make a huge difference to your architectural presentation drawing. Now, let's bring some life into this office. From the left-hand side, we have the asset library. There are different categories and folders, and for this project, I'm going to open the office folder. Here, you will find everything from desk to chair to computer, laptop, and other office elements. And the workflow is super simple. Just drag and drop. Once the furniture is placed, I can scale it, rotate it, flip it, position it exactly where I want. I can also copy paste using elements using Command plus C and Command plus V. And this makes it really quick to create repetitive furniture layouts. For example, I really like this desk. I will drag it into my plan, scale it, rotate it, and position it. And I can add a computer on the top. These small details are actually really important in architectural presentation drawing. They add a character and make the floor plan feels much more alive. These are the little things I have learned from creating presentation drawings over the years. Sometimes adding few simple details can completely change the way your drawing feels. I will also add some visitor chairs. There are so many options available that choosing furniture can honestly become a little overwhelming. But that's also what I really like about having everything inside the same tool. I don't have to leave the software and search for the furniture somewhere else. Now, I want to add a sofa to the main office, so I'll go to the living room folder, and there I can find different sofas, tables, and other furniture pieces. I will pick one that works with my layout, drag it in, scale it, and position it. And just like that, we have our office layout. The entire furniture layout took me roughly a minute to create. Now, I also want to adjust the line weight of my furniture so that everything feels consistent. To do that, I will select the furniture element, double click on it. Under appearance, I can change the stroke thickness. For this furniture, I will use around 2 points. I can also change the stroke color if I am working on a specific visual theme. For example, I could make it red, but for this drawing, I want to keep everything gray. For smaller elements like this computer, I don't want the line weight to be heavy. So I will select it, double click, and reduce the stroke thickness from 4.5 to 1. And now it feels much more balanced. I will apply the same approach to the rest of the furniture. That the furniture is in place, let's add some annotation. From the bottom toolbar, I will select the text tool. I will click inside the room and type Office 01. From the properties on the right, I can customize the typography, including the font style, the text height, and other settings. Once I'm happy with the style, I can simply copy and paste the text and change the room numbers. I will add all the labels to the floor plan, and now the drawing is already starting to look much more like a finished presentation plan. There's one thing I almost always like to add to my presentation floor plan: shadows. Shadows can instantly add depth and make 2D floor plan feel more polished. So I will select the rectangular tool from the bottom toolbar and create a rectangle along the edge of the wall. I will go to fill, select black color, reduce the opacity around 10 and remove the stroke. And there we have our shadow. It's a really simple trick but instantly adds depth and character to the drawing. Instead of recreating every shadow from scratch, I can simply copy and paste this one, scale it and position it wherever I need it. Here's the final result. Now our floor plan is ready to export it. I will select the paper and from the properties panel on the right, I will go to export, and here I have multiple options including PDF, DXF, PNG and JPEG. This tutorial I will export it as a JPEG. I'll make sure the canvas settings are correct and then export it to my files. Let's open the exported image and see how it looks, and honestly I really like the result. The line weight looks clean and the hierarchy is clear. Great thing about creating floor plans this way is that you are not locked into one visual style. You can experiment with the colors even after your drawing is complete. For example, I can go back to my layer panel, select the rooms and change the fill color. So if you don't like the monochromatic gray theme, you can introduce color. For example, I can use the blue color and then use the color picker to apply the exactly same color to the other rooms. You can also experiment with wall colors. I will select all the walls by holding shift, go to the fill and try a different color. I think blue complements my flooring really well, so I will go with that. Just like that, we have completely different visual style without having to redraw anything. And finally, let's try something a little more detailed. I'll go back to the room layer and select the meeting room. Instead of using a solid color, I will go to the hatch and select a pattern. I'm going to choose this wooden pattern. Now I can customize the background, change the stroke color and adjust the scale of the hatch. For example, I will use the lighter brown background and keep the hatch lines white. Then I will increase the scale of the pattern. Feels more appropriate for this drawing. I can also increase the stroke opacity so the material reads more clearly, and there we go. We have a completely different material treatment than just few clicks, and this is what I really like about this workflow. In my CAD tools, achieving this level of presentation can take quite a bit time, especially when you have to manage hatches, fills, line weight and materials separately. And that's the complete floor plan in just 15 minutes. If you're an architect or interior designer wants to speed up your workflow, you should definitely check out Synaps. I have attached a link in the description box below. If you found this workflow helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I will see you in the next one.